Here we go again. Like, this is such a powerful Friday. I'm having the time of my life by inviting in the More Than Enough community to come and share their stories. If there's any other More Than Enoughters that keep viewing in and you want to share your story with me today, do just let me know. Like, put your hand up. I'm here for it all this afternoon. I'm having so much fun. But I am thrilled to bits to invite Claudine to come and tell her story, because oh my goodness, what a story she has. And I've absolutely adored working with Claudine because she's one of the originals. She's from the very first round of More Than Enough, which feels like a lifetime ago. Like, how much you and I have both grown, how much the movement has grown, like being able to support you in your business growth. Like, it's been just an incredible journey for me. So thank you for coming along this afternoon to share some of your story. We're going to keep it brief. We're both like, we've got so much to do today, but we're going to do this. So we're going to aim for 10 minutes. So we're going to have a short speed date.
And then the bell will ring and we'll move on.
Yes, that's it. So Claudine, firstly, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you were pre More Than Enough. Like, to put it into context, we were just going into COVID lockdown for the first More Than Enough round. So it was a while ago, right?
Yeah, like you say, a lifetime ago. So where I was at was, I've been running a training business for about nearly 10 years. And just before COVID all started happening, that had just gone a bit quiet, other circumstances. You know, I worked with councils and funding and austerity and blah, blah, blah. I was already in a bit of a funk, not sure what to do in my business, not feeling passionate about it, even though I'd loved it before. And I just lost my mojo for everything, really. And then COVID happened. And then, so I wasn't earning. I was, a lot of people taking my kind of training online. I didn't feel like I was able to do that. And I was just really stuck. And your first 3-week challenge came up, and I already knew you from other arenas. So I thought, well, what have I got to lose? I'll hop onto that, see how it is. I probably won't finish it because I don't finish these things. But yeah, loved it, finished it. Really helped me. I think what I got from that first initial challenge was, the thing that stayed with me from that was separating my thoughts and feelings from myself. So I am not, I am not my thoughts. I am not my negative thoughts and feelings. And like really being able to distance myself from those. That was one of the key takeaways from that first round. So I signed up to MTE, the first one. That was a struggle to justify spending the money because, as I say, I wasn't earning. Was on furlough, didn't know how long that was going to last and all the rest of it. But so, yeah, it was one of those, I can't afford it. Can I not afford it? Or can I just not justify spending the money on myself when I don't know what the financial reward will be at the end? But yeah, as we all know, it's not about financial return on investment. It's so much more than that you can't put a price on.
So much more. Our emotional well-being, our sense of self, our sense of confidence, what we're able to do afterwards, like, you just can't put a price on it. It's like, truly is priceless. So thank you for raising that so early in the conversation. So you were in a funk, feeling lost, feeling detached from who you were and what you wanted to do in the world, and went on this real journey. That first round of More Than Enough was, the dogs are at it again, apologies, but that first round of More Than Enough was really influential in your life. So tell us about what you enjoyed about that first round, because Claudine is now like one of the key personalities, key players in our community. So there's so many layers to this story, but let's maybe just keep it to the More Than Enough one, and we'll explain at the end about where you're at now.
Sure. So I think the thing from this, probably one of the biggest things that sticks with me from that first round is the sisterhood. And I, like all of us, went through some really difficult times during that couple of months of MT round one, and just the unbelievable strength that I was able to take from a group of women who bonded really well, who, we felt like lifelong, sounds like a cliche, but we felt like lifelong friends. And before all this, before COVID and before the MTE process, I never knew you could get so close to people online in the virtual world. When we've more recently met each other in the flesh, I've said to some of them, have we met? Because obviously I feel like we have. And they're like, no, we've never actually seen each other in the flesh. Utter strength. And that came from, I guess, the ability to be vulnerable, the permission to be vulnerable. It's gonna set my dog off in a minute. Yeah, so that sisterhood was incredible, and we're in touch. We're still in touch. Some of them are obviously still in the MT world, but even those that aren't, we're still in touch, and yeah, formed lifelong bonds. I still remember someone saying in that first round, these people know things about me that my best friends and my family don't know about me. Got too many secrets to not keep in touch and not keep that connection. So that was a big part of it. I think the other things that stuck out were some of the inner critic work really helped me understand, again, that separation piece, that knowing that I am not my perfectionist self, my critical self, my self that expects these ridiculous, unrealistic things from myself, and recognize, be able to step back from that. So one of the things I find now is that the whole thing about resilience. So resilience, and this is what I teach so many people, resilience isn't you're never going to have a bad day, you're never going to have a negative thought about yourself, all that sort of stuff. It's being able to, and it takes time, it takes real practice, being able to notice that, oh, I just called myself a idiot. Oh no, that's not me, that's my inner critic talking. I'm not an idiot. I know that. I feel like, well, now because of XYZ, just really being able to separate that stuff out, and knowing that things like, different times of the month, things feel very different, and I can cope with the same situation very differently, and knowing that that is again just a part of me and part of a cycle and part of thought processes that I have more handle on at different times of the month, for example. And I think one of the things is being able to separate that stuff, not beating myself. So I make mistakes, of course I do, I get things wrong, I struggle, I have days where I don't like myself, or I don't like myself, that's not even true anymore, don't like something I've done, and I start to tell myself a story about that, and I'm able to now recognize what I'm doing.
Transcend above it.
Yeah, absolutely. So so the way I kind of summarize it is that I have a much more solid self-worth. So before, I might have made those mistakes, struggled with situations, felt crap on days, felt really unable to cope and all that sort of stuff. And now if I get those feelings, I'm like, but I'm okay. I am okay. I'm a good person and I'm trying my best and all the rest. So yeah, those are and I don't take things personally. I mean, that this week I had a particular message on Facebook in my business. And, a year ago, I would have been like, oh my God, she's right. Everything I do is wrong and I can't cope. What am I even doing this for? And yeah, none of that even came in for a minute. It was just, yeah, she's struggling to see my point of view and she thinks differently to me, and that's okay. So I just don't take, I've noticed that with a few examples lately, I don't take things as personally as I used to.
Yeah, and that's just such a liberating mindset to go through life with, isn't it? Like being able to recognize that that's other people's stuff. It's not mine. I don't need to absorb this energetically. I don't need to ruminate on it all night long and talk to all my friends about it. It just is what it is. And that is like freedom for me. That's the emotional freedom piece that just, is priceless. So, like, I could talk to you all day, but we've got like 1 minute left. So tell us where you're at now, my love, because oh my gosh, like what you have like created and are bringing into the world is phenomenal, and I want everyone to know about it. So tell us a bit about how this journey has manifested for you.
Sure. So way before all of this, I had trained as a coach because I wanted to add a coaching offering onto my training business. So when all that kind of went by the wayside, I'd got this training qualification as a coach and a hypnotherapist in neuro-linguistic programming. And for many years, I've had a passion about sharing a positive body image message, because I've had my own journey from hating my body, allowing that to really impact negatively on my life and my self-worth. And I've come through that, and I've got to a point of self-acceptance and just appreciating my body for what it can do, and separating my worth from how I look or how I think I look, and taking that message out into the world is so important to me. I'm really passionate about helping women find that freedom, but also the next generation is so vital to my work as well. So whether it be I work with a woman directly and she has children in her life, her own or other people's, and that message filters down about we're worth so much more than how we look, and prevents younger people getting, into the whole self-hatred and triggering eating disorders and all that negative body image stuff, or whether that be working directly with teens and children on their own body image. Either way, I think it's just absolutely vital because I always say this, like, I hesitate to say it, but I think pretty much every woman I've ever spoken to either has difficulties with their body image, how they see themselves, how they feel about their body, or has overcome them. So there's very few women that go through life as girls and as women never having those worries. Yes, okay, there are a few if they've got really switched on parents who have not, who have been really positive role models. So many women hold themselves back from so much in their lives. I'm not going to do this thing until I've lost the weight, until I've dropped a dress size, till I've done this and done that, changed this appearance, this thing about my appearance. And actually, sometimes we make those changes and then we realize that that's not where happiness lies. I did a post very recently about how a picture of myself on my wedding day, and that was the thinnest I'd ever been, yes, I was happy on that day, but I wasn't happy because I was thin. I was so bloody miserable. It made me so miserable getting to that point. And actually, I'm way happier now with my body, with my entire being, much bigger and probably the biggest I've ever been in my life. And that's okay. Doesn't make me
okay. It's fucking amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
To the point that 2 days ago I was on the beach doing a photo shoot in swimsuits and absolutely loving every minute of it.
Oh, Claudine, there is so much. I would love to dive deeper into this conversation. We're going to need to revisit this because your business, your coaching is game changing. Now, I know you've got a challenge coming up, so do tell us about that. Tell us where we can find you, and let the ladies come to you to reclaim their more than enoughness with their body image, because you're also training, also really important part of our movement, but we'll touch upon all of that another day. Let's finish off with a big shout out for your business, please, because I am a massive supporter of Claudine's work.
Thank you. So I am Seascape Blue. So because what I've not even mentioned is that my love for the sea, and hence the wet hair, I've been sea swimming in January. It was bloody cold. So I'm all about incorporating the sea and natural water into my world of coaching because it really enhances our well-being. So the name's Seascape Blue, and I've got this challenge coming up week after next, 3 days, like a little mini course for free, and it's all about how losing weight won't make us happy and what we can do instead so that we can be happy and healthy in the bodies we've got already. And it's not about promoting be unhealthy and miserable and live a miserable life like somebody suggested it was this week. It's about absolutely giving yourself care, acceptance, and giving your body some love and appreciation because it deserves it. Keeps us alive, keeps us going.
Oh my God, where would we be without them? Like, really, like we want to treat them with the utmost respect and love because it's our vessel through life. And I know
it doesn't mean you have to love how it looks. It doesn't. It's not about that. It's about separating that.
Gorgeous, and I know that Claudine's work. I'm familiar. Lots of my clients have been working with Claudine, and they absolutely rave about what Claudine offers. So I really, really 100% recommend that you give her a follow. Seascape Blue. Go find Claudine, sign up for her challenge, perhaps go into all the Facebook links because we're broadcasting like 3 different places and drop the link to your challenge, babe, so that they can come and find you really easily. And thank you for our speed date. It was still 15 minutes. We still didn't do 10 minutes. But we will do a bigger, wider, deeper broadcast together at some point, because it's such a big topic, one that's really close to my heart as a mother of girls and boys. And I just think it's so, so valuable. So we'll dive deep another day when we're not both panicking about our workload on a Friday afternoon. But I love you. Thank you for everything you bring to the More Than Enough space. Your story is so inspiring. You came into More Than Enough with so much talent and so many skills, and it was just your inner critic holding you back from delivering it in this absolutely glorious package. And that is what I love, is really nurturing talent and really helping women step into their true potential. Because when we get the inner critics, when we get the negative narrative out the way, we can boldly step into the lives that it is that we're all worthy of living. It's just our thoughts that stop us from taking the action. So if you want to know more than that, round 5 of More Than Enough, the doors are open. This is what we do, deep, meaningfully, and with a shit ton of fun. So thanks, Claudine.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, darling. Thank you so much. Bye.